raise my head in the morning, but tonight I'm gonna find a way.
No, because Star Wars only had 6 episodes. We're on episode 7, so you know what that means? We are better than Star Wars. I'm saying like Peter Griffin, Family Guy, because everybody loves the Family Guy. If you don't watch Family Guy, it's on Fox 49, 2 hours before our show. Bam! I am good at this plugging stuff. Speaking of plugging stuff, Angry Orchard Cider. Guess what? We usually do our beer of the week every week, but my producers, my wonderful, wonderful producers that I love more than anything in the world, they decided to do the Angry Orchard shoot at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Tallahassee. You know what it does at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Tallahassee? It rains! So my genius producers say, let's go do a shoot at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That makes me angry. Just like Angry Orchard Cider, except it's delicious. Delicious. So this week, we're gonna do something that doesn't make me angry. It actually makes me very happy. Our beer of the week this week is gonna be Ram Babe.
Holstein, come in.
Go for Holstein.
I'm coming to get you.
Hey, I'm Scott Holstein. I'm a photographer based in Tallahassee. Now, I'm a big fan of the Rambo movies of the 80s. So what I'm doing tonight is I'm setting up a photo shoot that kind of spoofs one of the movies. But instead of having a big, buff, macho guy as the model, I'm going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to have a beautiful and tough woman be our model. And that's going to be Christine O'Connell, whom I've had the pleasure of working with before. Now, she's going to be dressed up in a camo bikini and a red headband, and she's going to be coming up out of the water with a replica M249 machine gun, and she's going to be going to war. She's going after the bad guys. So we're going to shoot her tonight at the lake in the water against the sunset backdrop. Now, to get the sunset to look great in the photo, I gotta set my exposure to the sunset. But when I do that, that's gonna make things in the foreground a silhouette. So Christine's gonna be a silhouette. So what I have to do is I have to light her to match the lighting of the background. I'm gonna be using speed lights only today. Our main light is going to be a 36-inch Octa with a speed light in it. And then I may use 1 or 2 other speed lights to kind of rim her, kind of use it to the back and to the side just to flick some light off the side of her.
But this is how you're gonna be shooting. You're gonna come up real quick, hopefully get some water moving. Ah! Like that.
When I'm working with strobes and a fading ambient light, I want to start with my highest sync speed. That way, as the ambient light fades, I can slow my shutter to adjust the ambient exposure without affecting my flash exposure. Now, whenever you're shooting with a lot of ambient light with strobes in a situation such as this, the ambient is going to have a warm temperature. We need to gel our strobes so that it matches the ambient light. So we will have a warm colored sunset. And so I'm going to add some warm gels to the speed lights so they don't feel out of place, so that they're warm and they match the background. Let's see what happens.
Okay, keep the gun level.
Okay, good. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, that's good. Keep your chin up.
The founders of America's 3 biggest pizza companies come from the Midwest. The founder of Marco's Pizza is also from the Midwest. Of Italy. Marco's, authentic Italian pizza.
If you have liked the Greg Tish Show page on Facebook, in 2 minutes after the show is over tonight, you can win something fabulous like a $25 gift certificate to Andrew's downtown. If you haven't liked the page, guess what? You can go like the page now, and before the show is over, you can win. So go like the page on Facebook, the Greg Tish Show page on Facebook, and 2 minutes after the show is over, we'll give away $25 to Andrew's downtown. Do it. Do it. What are we waiting on? Do it. Wake your wife up.
Frank Reinecke,
Greg Tish.
The first episode of the Greg Tish Show never made it on the air.
I know.
You were the first guest. Did you ever watch that online?
I did. It may have never made it on the air, but it made it on the internet.
It did make it on the internet.
And I watched it. And usually, Greg, I don't watch what I do. I mean, I hardly ever looked back on a show because to me it was over with, and if anybody had a problem with it, they'd tell me. I'd correct it. But I had a hard time going back and looking at my old shows.
Is that because no, I thought you were talking about
No, not
the show.
about your show. But your show, I watched. I loved it. It was great. You know why? Because I got to play the guitar.
You did.
It was a little bit different, you know.
Dixieland
Delight. Yeah, it was a good show. And you know what else I liked? I usually speak to cameras and try to act like there's 100,000 people in front of the camera. You had the studio audience that night, and it was like great. You know, I love that. I know. I love that. I love them. So.
Well, because throughout your career, that you just looked at a cameraman and your co-anchor.
Absolutely. And there were no other people in there in the studio at all, and yet you were playing to a camera, and in your mind you were talking to 100,000 people out there. And so it was different to have the studio audience. I really liked it.
Yeah, it's been just the opposite with me, that I've been used to always talking in front of a lot of people, and now coming to this with the cameras is very, very, it's tough.
Yes,
it's tough to do this.
Yes,
You're doing it for just a long, long time, and just making it seem utterly easy and inspiring so many people to get in to do what you have done.
Well,
for
I
your
hope
career.
so, because it's a great career. Mine spanned more than 40 years because I had 3 years of radio before I got into television. I had 2 years of television in Kentucky before I came here. I had 36 good years here. So I mean that's a great ride. That's a great ride, and I've always wanted to do it since I was 10, 12 years old. So I got to do what I like.
Oh wow! And now you've got a great lead-in for your show.
Yes, I do. It's called The Greg Tish Show at 11 o'clock on Fox, and then you give it about 5 minutes, you turn it over to 11:35 to Channel 6 again, and you get Law Call. It's a live call-in show, and then with attorneys, and it's been going great guns for about 3 years.
Yeah, now tell us how Law Call came to fruition, how that came about.
Well, actually, it's put together by a public relations firm in Huntsville, Alabama. And that was their brainchild. And actually, there are law calls around the Southeast, Mobile, Macon, and other markets, and now Tallahassee. So there are law calls going on all over the place. At 11:30 on Sunday night, they found that that's a great time, and the ratings are great, and people call, and I guess it's a good way to end a week or begin one.
Great hour of local television.
Right,
you can sit down and
absolutely, and a lot of good information from the attorneys involved. We, Eubanks Barrett, Fazek and Brooks put the show together or underwrite the show, and then we have a guest attorney every week, and it's quite fun.
I just came up with the worst idea ever.
Okay.
You should have me on your show. I'll pretend to be an attorney. Okay. And I'll give out horrible advice.
That would be excellent. Isn't that what you do now anyway? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Now,
of course.
I remember growing up with you here around in Tallahassee, that every time that we saw you, it was so cool to see Frank Reinecke out in public and everything. Give us an instance where there's been maybe an unusual time that you've been recognized or...
Well, there's been quite a few of them, and I have learned that people love to come up and say hello, and through the years I've learned that it's the people who gave me the longevity, because they watched, they gave me the ratings, and so I feel like I owe that back to people. So when people come up to me and they're happy to meet me, it makes me happy as well. But a couple of occasions, I know a couple, one time I had a date and I was at a restaurant and they just decided, hey, it's Frank Reynolds, can we sit down? And I had to go, no, I'm on a date here. No, I'll talk to you later. And I had one guy I remember came up to me, and about 5, 6, 7 years ago, and he said, Frank Reynolds, he said, you remember back in 1978 when we shared popcorn at Doak Campbell Stadium? And it was one of the best comebacks, and I don't know where it came from. And I looked at him and I said, always wondered what happened to you. I don't remember. I mean, but people, remember stuff like that,
Yeah.
and it's great. And the most fascinating thing to me is to be in Publix or a grocery store somewhere and ask somebody direction. Where's the gum? Where's this? And somebody comes from 4 aisles down and go, I recognize that voice. And was like, I just didn't realize that the voice had such recognition. But
Yeah.
after 36 years and people listening to you, then they become accustomed to it.
Well,
So
it's
that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's like myself, my sister, how we grew up here, so many people that grew up here
Right.
and grew up that before cable, that you were it.
That's it.
That breaking news that you would be on there, that we grew up with you.
Right.
And
I hated cable because it took away my shares. No, when I came here in 1972, I think there was WCTV and there was a Panama City station, Albany station, and one station or two out of Atlanta, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
And because when I came down here, they were starting with cable, but for most of the outlying area, it was still antenna television. And we were the big boys on the block.
What's the best story that you ever broke?
Well, one of the best stories that I ever broke was the story about Ted Bundy's arrest back in 1978, and it was just a strange quirk of events after the Chi Omega murders, the tragedy there, that someone called and said, Joe Blow has been arrested, and we think he's tied to these murders. And I put that on the 6 o'clock news. Well, Joe Blow, and I'm using quotes here, called me and said, that's not me. Somebody stole my wallet. And so I tracked it all down and found out that it wasn't. And 11 o'clock came up with the information to tie Ted Bundy to all that.
Oh, wow.
And so I was able to break that, and that was a very interesting story to follow from beginning to end, tragic as it was, but that was good. And then one of my favorite stories was when I was able to go to the Kennedy Space Center in 1998 and provide live coverage back to the station of John Glenn's return to space on the shuttle.
Wow.
So it was really good.
That's
There's
one
a lot
thing
of good moments.
One thing I never saw was a shuttle liftoff. I always wanted to go down. I loved watching the whole program, but never went down. We were going to try to go the last one, but never made it, and I'm kicking myself all the time.
Well, that was my one and only time, and when that shuttle lifted off, I thought my whole insides were going to just shake apart. When the sound finally came back to you, the bat, 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 bat,
Oh, yeah.
bat, I'm going, wow. Yeah. So it was a great experience.
One thing I'm very proud of you,
Yes.
as we've become friends over the last year or so, is you're not drinking anymore.
No, I'm not.
And
No.
about 7 years sober.
So it'll be 7 years in December, and I don't mind sharing the story. I've shared the story with a lot of people, and it was just one of those things where it crept up on me and didn't realize I had a problem until a very good doctor of mine, who is still my doctor, looked at me square in the eye one morning and said, "You can't do this anymore. You're an alcoholic." And it just like somebody took a baseball bat and hit me across the head, and I went into detox for about 4 days, and I came out and have been clean ever since. It's like really strange. So now, I can be in a bar, I can be around alcohol, but it's not an option for me anymore probably than cigarettes are for you. And congratulations to you on 7 months of giving up smoking too.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
I'm telling you, it's a tough thing to do, to give up something that you've become basically addicted to.
Yeah. Now, what advice would you give to the viewers out there that has helped you? Somebody that might be in the same boat, just 7 years behind you.
Well, first of all, admit that you have a problem, and then find help and make a decision that this is not the lifestyle that is going to make you live anymore. In fact, it could kill you, and it could kill somebody else. And I'm very grateful to the good Lord that I didn't take myself or somebody else out in the years that I was drinking. So I wasn't a very good example of a public figure out drinking when I was doing that, so I don't mind telling people that I don't do that anymore, and I'm very happy about it.
Cranberry.
There you go, cranberry and soda.
Good. Frank.
It takes going.
Thank you so much. Sorry
Thanks,
it took
Greg.
so long to get you back on the show.
That's okay. Anytime, anytime. I'll be glad to talk to you, and good luck to your show, and good luck with the cigarettes, and hopefully 7 years down the road we'll do this again and you're still smoke-free.
Oh, heck yes.
There you go.
Yes. Thank
All
you,
right,
brother.
take care.
All right.
All right.
The founders of America's 3 biggest pizza companies are named Tom, Frank, and John. But Marco's Pizza has a founder named Pasquale, who was actually born in Italy. Marco's, authentic Italian pizza.
When we need help, we know that we have a partner to get us through the tough times. The Capital Area Community Action Agency provides emergency services and assistance to struggling families. Big Bend families have benefited from business startup, on-the-job training programs, and so much more.
The agency made all the difference.
Providing long-term solutions for those in need. The Capital Area Community Action Agency, your partner, our community lifeline.
Hey guys, Marcia Dahl here. Welcome to Magical Makeovers. I'm back. Our fabulous Moya. Moya?
Moya.
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 Moya. You want to spell that for us?
M-O-Y-A.
Okay, Moya. I love it.
She wants to make it French or something.
I know, I do, right? Exactly, that's my problem. We're going to talk to our friend here about our changes, and I know that your hair is naturally curly.
It is.
So tell us about your hair.
It's naturally curly, and obviously people that have curly hair always want straight hair. People that have straight hair always want curly hair, and you know, I love it, but it is a challenge at times.
So don't we think we want to maybe do something that's out of the ordinary for you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let her work today?
Absolutely. I don't get pampered. I don't get pampered very often, so I'm excited.
As far as the color goes, I like the color, I like the dimension. With your hair being so curly, I definitely think it needs to be a little bit more chunky, more visible when you wear curly, and then when it's straight, you'll still have that nice dimension.
Right.
Maybe warming up the base color. I'm not taking you too light, but as far as the length goes, just trimming it, give you a little bit more shape through here, so when it's curly, it lays a little bit better. It doesn't go out as much.
Right.
And then once you wear it straight, it'll lay nice too.
Right.
Okay, we ready?
We're ready.
We're ready. Let's do it.
All right.
Yay.
All right.
Let's go.
As we speak, we are currently putting Moya's base color on. We're darkening it up a little bit, making her a little bit more rich, putting in between the highlights, and we made her highlights a little bit more chunky, let them stand out a little more with her curly hair. Just overall, just a little bit different than she was before. Just freshening her up, richening it up, give her a little bit more dimension and movement in her hair.
Really good. Really good. Been a long
Despite
time
her look now, it will look beautiful soon.
Look like something from Cousin It, but anyway, no. Yeah, this is great. I'm excited.
Moya's makeup, we gave her a pale green. She has brown eyes, so we gave her a pale green base with a little bit of copper around, and to brighten up, we gave her a little black for kind of a darker outer eye. For the lip color, we gave her a more darker color because she's more darker skin tone. We just made her look polished, and we gave her an even skin tone. She has some blemishes and redness around the nose and the chin, and we just covered it up. And her look turned out great.
This has been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much to all the amazing hairstylists at Cabela's and the wonderful dress at Cole Couture. And I've had a great time. It's been wonderful. I don't get pampered very often, so thank you so much.
Mwah. Fabulous here, right? Okay, so look at you. You are actually fabulous. You know, Marcia Doll has the little fabulous magical makeover dust.
Yes.
We dusted you.
Thank you.
We dusted her, right? She's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is specialty coffee? Specialty coffee is what I'm about. It's me, striving to make that perfect cup, that perfect shot, that perfect roast, that perfect microphone, that perfect drink. Finding the unique flavors, unique tastes, unique aromas. Striving for balance, for quality, for consistency.
It's me, trying to share my passion, my dream, my experience, my knowledge, my appreciation for specialty coffee.
What is specialty coffee? It's me. It's blood, sweat, and tears. It's hard work. It's stressful. It takes lots of practice, a lot of time, a lot of patience, research, a lot of roasts. Why?
Because great coffee doesn't just happen. Yay!
This is Aubrey with the Midtown Filling Station, and you're watching The Greg Tish Show on Fox 49.
I'm Alicia New, and today on The Spirit of Food, we're at Apocalypse Now. Yeah, it's all about bacon today. Who doesn't love bacon? I love me some bacon. And today I'm going to be a judge at Apocalypse Now, which is a competition between both amateurs and pros. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to bring you along so you can see all the good things that I'm tasting. So you're going to want to keep it locked in right here to The Spirit of Food on The Greg Tish Show. The truffles. I did milk chocolate, sea salt, and bacon truffles. I made white chocolate, mint, and bacon truffles, and I made dark chocolate, wasabi, and bacon truffles. I kind of cheated and let everybody try theirs last night.
I really love bacon, so it's kind of like, it just seems like I'm in bacon heaven.
All right, well, I thought I'd bring you outside from where all the madness was and tell you a little bit about what some of my favorites were. This is a fried pickle with some jalapeno jelly on top of it, of course wrapped in bacon, and it was really, really delicious. These are things that are easy to do at home. Anything you can think of, if you wrap it in bacon and deep fry it, put something sweet on top of it, and you're golden usually. This one, again, has wasabi as well as bacon in it, has some nuts on top. The spiciness always goes good with bacon and chocolate, so that's a winner. And this is just pretty much battered and deep fried bacon. Easy things to do at home. So just be creative. The thing about bacon is, if you mess it up, just start over again. Don't cook it as long. The worst thing in the world, worse than burnt popcorn, is burnt bacon. But this is your classic. You have some cheese inside a jalapeno wrapped in bacon. But I'm gonna tell you, my favorite was the pickle wrapped in bacon with the pepper jelly on top of it. So far, I have tried Redneck Wellington, which was really cool. Anything that has redneck in it and bacon goes far with me. I've had bacon ice cream and bacon truffles and bacon brownies with cayenne pepper in them. Tasty. I'm having a hard time not putting the best score on all of them.
I'm just digging in. That's all I can do, you know? There's so much stuff here, I'll never get through it. Ho, ho, ho.
Today it's been all things bacon on The Spirit of Food. We have had bacon wrapped pickles, bacon wrapped jalapenos, bacon wrapped bacon. It's been awesome. So we'll see you next time right here on The Spirit of Food on The Greg Tish Show.
Your smile speaks of protest and all the words you...
So how was that first show? That was absolutely fantastic. I mean, what we learned from Frank Ranneke that I've, hands down, never in the career of me giving interviews have I had an interview that revealing or that incredible. Just Frank, thank you so much, not only for being a friend, but for really being a friend of our show. Alicia, oh my gosh, that made me just absolutely starved. Speaking of starving, Midtown Filling Station has a brand new menu. You should come down and try it out. They have some great new hot dogs, great new hamburgers, and they have Harley Davidsons that are going behind you. Thank you for revving up your engine. We love you too. Marsha, great interview, incredible. Eric, I love not having you on the show this week because Eric, you're the star of the show. You make us just look absolutely horrible. Make sure, again, you visit our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. We will see you back here next Sunday night, 11 p.m., Fox 49. My name is Greg Tish, which is good because the show's named after me. I'm getting a phone call from the owner of Filling Station right now. I gotta go. We'll see you later. What up?
They can't stop us now. Raise my head in the morning, lift up and see an empty space. Man, the dreams, they all went the same, but tonight I'm gonna find a way.